Sneha, I wonder if you can help me. I want to improve my assertiveness, particularly in saying no to people when they make unreasonable requests of me.
Okay, is there a particular area that you find difficult in saying no?
As an example, sometimes I'm asked to stay late by my boss, in fact quite often, and if I have something else on, even though it's an important thing that I need to go to, I find it difficult to say no to my boss.
And you end up staying?
Yes.
And is it part of your work contract to work till late?
No, absolutely not. My hours are 9 till 5:30.
Okay. Do you find it difficult to say no generally?
I think it's some situations more than others.
Okay, because I have come across people who are not even able to say no if they find it really difficult for it to even come out of their mouth. So perhaps we could have a few practice tries.
Sure, I hadn't thought about that before.
Yeah. Okay, all you need to do is just say no. Okay. You can laugh and giggle, that's fine. Laura, can you make me a cup of tea, please?
No.
Laura, can you get my dry cleaning from the shops, please?
No.
Laura, can you jump up and down 10 times?
No.
Okay, so do you see how over practice your voice level changed? You were much more strong and convincing in your voice tone. So if you could look in front of the mirror and just practice saying no, that would be a great start.
Okay.
Okay, so coming back to your situation, you find it difficult to say no to your manager.
That's right.
Can you give me one specific example when you were quite resentful about not saying no?
Sure, it wasn't very long ago actually. I was asked to stay late on a Friday night and I had a family member's birthday party that night.
Okay.
There was a report that my manager needed to help me finish the report with her, and I ended up staying even though it meant that I missed the beginning of the party.
So, and if you hadn't stayed, what would be the consequence of you not staying?
She would have struggled to get the report done in time, and I would have felt that I had let her down.
Okay. Fundamentally, the report was her responsibility.
That's right.
Okay, so you didn't have to stay behind.
No.
Okay. There are 3 techniques to consider when you're saying no. Start off occasionally, not all the time, by just saying no, I'm not able to, and then finish off with whatever the request has been made. In relation to your manager, the techniques are, if she makes a request to you, you would repeat what she'd asked you to do, have an and in between, and then finish off with the explanation.
Could you give me an example?
So, for instance, if she'd said to you, Laura, can you stay behind till 8:30 this evening? What you would say is, no, I'm not able to stay behind till 8:30 this evening because I have an important party to go to. And then she'd say, it's really important that we complete this report. And you would respond back by saying, I know it's really important for us to complete this report, and that's where the and comes in. I have a very special party I need to go to this evening.
So it's almost like I'd want to put a but where you're saying that I have to put the and.
Yeah, the and makes it flow better, whereas the but, you're contradicting yourself. And if you're contradicting yourself, it means that as your manager, it gives me permission to contradict what you want to do.
Okay, that's interesting.
So should we have a practice run?
Sure.
So basically, what you're doing is you're repeating what I'm saying, using the word and then finishing off with the last line, and I have a very important party to go to.
Okay.
And that technique is called the broken record technique. So you just keep repeating it over and over to me. Okay. Let's have a practice run, and then in between we'll do pauses, and then I'll give you some feedback as well.
Okay.
Okay. Laura, this report needs to be completed by Monday morning. Could you stay behind till 8:30 this evening so we could both complete it together?
No, I can't stay behind this evening. I've got a party to go to.
Well, this report is really, really important, and it needs to go to the directors by Monday morning.
I know that the report's important, and I have this party that I really have to go to.
That was really well said. Okay, let's practice a couple of times. Your voice was very clear. You acknowledged me, and I can't then argue back with you when you've acknowledged what I've said. Okay, so we'll just have a couple more runs. So Laura, this report is about our figures, our projections for next year, and if I don't send it in time, I'm going to get into real trouble.
Yes, I know you may get into trouble. and I do really have to go to this party this evening.
Okay, to backtrack a little bit, when you're talking about emotions, it's not, then you're not coming across as sympathetic, okay? So when you're repeating what the manager has said, stay with the facts. Okay, so when I said this report needs to be out by Monday, it's about the projections for next year.
Right.
Don't hook into my emotionalness. Okay, does that make sense?
That does make sense.
Okay, so let's do that line again. Laura, this report is really important because it's going to project the facts and figures, and I don't want us to get into trouble.
I know it's a really important report for the facts and figures for the company, and I really do have to go to this party this evening.
Well, Laura, you're my favourite staff member, and I know I can trust you.
You can trust me, and I do have to go to this party this evening. It's
Well,
really important to me.
Okay, that's really well said, yeah. Well, there isn't anybody else I can turn to about putting this report together. I'm relying on you, Laura.
I do definitely have to go to this party this evening.
Okay, all right, that's fine. Thank you, that was really well said, because you came across as with so much conviction that I knew after a while I couldn't sway you, so that was excellent.
It's quite difficult to do, and I guess it just takes some practice to
Yes.
feel more natural over time.
Yes, yes, and my suggestion is when you are practicing new techniques, practice with people that you feel comfortable with, so they can give you feedback as well. So talk to your friends, talk to your family members, and say, can you just do this role play, a bit like what you've done with me? And that will then give you the confidence to then approach what we call the more difficult areas around assertiveness. You did very well. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you.